It's your boy KB. Wake up, watch, and listen. Took my beard off. I usually used to rock this for most of my life. I just grew a beard this year, and I think I'm missing it already. But see, that's the beautiful thing is you can always change your look. You can always change your perspective. You can always change the way you look at anything or how you look. To be honest with you, you can create anything you want. But today, guys, I wanted to give you guys some content, some information that can actually change your life if you listen and go and execute. So business credit, different from personal credit. Personal credit, you got to score from 0 to 850, 900 being the highest you can get. Highest I've ever been is around at 853. But business credit is a paydex score from 0 to 100. As long as you keep that paydex score 70 and above, you'll be able to get anything you want. If you keep that score around at 80 to a 90, yeah, you good. The difference with business credit, though, and the way you set it up is obviously you have to have a business. So you structure a LLC, an S corp, a C corp. You can even structure a trust. But typically, an LLC to operate in commerce. With the LLC, you go get the EIN number, which you get through the IRS for free, by the way. So can't nobody charge you for that unless you're willing to pay the price for it, which some people are. But I'm giving you all the information now. Even with the LLC, no matter what state you're in, and even if you're not in that state, you can set that LLC up online and get the articles of organization within 24 hours to about 48 hours, right? After you get the paperwork, you go and get your EIN number for free on the IRS website, irs.gov. Once you get the EIN number, you set up the bank account, which you just go to any bank and give them your articles of organization and your EIN number, and now you got a bank account. After you do this, you go and register that business with Dun& Bradstreet, which is a reporting agency for business credit, which creates that paydex score and number for you. Then you go on Business Equifax, Business Experian, Business TransUnion, and you set up an account with them. Now, after you got all this set up, you go and get yourself some vendor credit. So for example, let's say like for me, I'm a construction real estate business, right? So you might need materials. You go to Home Depot to get a vendor account. You start with a net 30, which means you got 30 days to pay, just like personal credit. But the difference with business credit is this. You can get all the way up to a net 120. When you get up to a net 120, you got 120 days to pay. Imagine what you can do as far as flipping a house or doing a renovation project and having the ability to wait 3 or 4 months to pay back for that materials. It allows you to get some things done, get you see what I'm saying? So that's the power of that. Now, with business, there is no limit to how many businesses you have. I've actually sold businesses. So after you create up a business, it's called a shelf corporation. You create the credit profile, you get it approved for unsecured lines of credit. Unsecured lines of credit won't come until you have at least 5 vendor accounts reporting for at least 6 months to a year. Now, just like anything else, guys, it takes time to build it. A sustainable build I'm talking about. You could pay for trade lines and all that, and a lot of people ask about that, but this is not the best way to build credit personally or with a business. It does help. It does help, but it's not organic credit. You see what I'm saying? You want to build organic credit, which will be more sustainable and allow you to build a profile that is very, very strong. But like I said, guys, there's no limit to how many business credit profiles you can have. You just got to set up a different business. So imagine having 10, 15, 20 different businesses with 10, 15, 20 different credit profiles. Imagine what you can do. And a lot of people, they get into situations in life, and how I learned about this is I bought my first house at 19, uneducated. I dropped out in the ninth grade, around 15 years old, started working in construction. I got put into a 5.1 ARM adjustable rate, which is a mortgage that the interest rate continues to go up. So I got into this property. I was paying $900 a month for the mortgage. Not too bad. But then I got a letter in the mail 6 months later saying the mortgage is going up. Now I was told by the lender that I can wait 1 year and I could refinance and get into a fixed rate. But I should be happy because I'm 19 years old buying a house. I was happy, but I got bamboozled. Now, after being in that house for 4 years, the mortgage went up to about $3,600. Yeah, because of that adjustable rate. So unfortunately, I didn't know what to do. I ended up going through bankruptcy, right? After I went through bankruptcy, my personal credit was destroyed. All right? You can still get credit, trust and believe that. But you're gonna pay ridiculous amount of interest. I'm talking about 22 to 26% interest. So that's where the entrepreneurship and the business credit and the business journey all started. So it took me going through a loss to go and learn something else. So then I set up a business and I started building business credit. Even if you work a job, guys, you can have your direct deposit go to your business checking account and start building a business profile while you're working a job. So you're actually double dipping, right? You're building, you're working that job, but you're also building and working that business. Now, I'm telling you, if you guys do not have a business, you need to set up a business. And if you're not sure what to call this business, just set up your name. First, middle, and last, or first and last name, right? That's all you got to do. For example, Kenneth Bryant, LLC. Now you have a different credit profile. Now you have a business. And you can go out there and do what you're doing already. So let's just say you're a cleaner, but you're working for a cleaning company. Well, guess what? Now that you set up your first and last name LLC, now you go out and do your own cleaning gigs. You got to have friends. You got to have family. And you can go and network at any event. You can go on meetup.com, guys. And when you go on meetup.com, you can search cleaning events or cleaning business networking events. Or you're in construction, construction events, construction business events, etc., etc., etc. And then you just build your business. Now, once you get to the point where your business is making more money than your job, then feel free to leave your job. But don't make an excuse that I'm working a job, so I can't do anything else. That's not true. But you got to make sure you do your job to the best of your ability. I have a lot of people that come up to me and ask, and they say, Ken, I really want to own a business, right? And I got to be honest with them. If they suck at their job, first advice I give them is do your job right, and then you can go and run and operate a business. The problem is, guys, if you're lazy at your job, you're going to be lazy at your business. How you do anything is how you do everything. So if you can't work your job correctly, then you're not going to be able to build a business correctly. You're basically just wasting your time. And that's one of the reasons why I always tell everyone all the time, how you doing? All the time that you really got to focus on yourself. Get yourself right, mentally, physically, career-wise, fitness-wise. And then as you gain that discipline, as you gain that structure, you will then be able to run a business or create a trust or, take care of somebody else. Until you take care of yourself, you can't take care of nobody else, right? But one of the ways you can take care of yourself is by building your own business. You were put here to be a creator, not a follower. Now, if you were born poor, like I was, then you got to do what you got to do. You got to work a job first. If you got to stay up and sacrifice, not watching TV and studying business credit or studying business structure or studying marketing, whatever it is, you got to do that. You got to stop making excuses about, I don't have time. I guarantee if each and every one of you sit there and looked at the time that you're wasting every day, you will realize that you do have time to work on yourself. All right? And I'm not saying just be serious and just be grinding all the time. That's my personality. I'm a workaholic. Yeah, that's a disease. I'm a workaholic. But being a workaholic allowed me to gain a discipline necessary to be successful in all areas in life, no matter what I'm doing, because that is my character, that is my structure, that is what I do. Anyways, guys, I hope this was informational for you. I hope you gain a little bit of insight. This is some of the stuff that I'm going to be teaching within Wealth Within Reach is how to live your life by design. No excuses. No matter where you're at, no matter who you are, what you are, if you listen and you take action and you focus on your goals, I'm here to tell you that it's possible. You are special. You are creative. You are a god. You are a goddess. You are a king. You are a queen. No more of that negative mindset that I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. I can't. I shouldn't. You got to be careful with the words that you put out there because I'm here to tell you that whatever you say at your mouth becomes your reality. Be selective. Think about supplementing those words like I want with I must or I will. I can. Yeah. Once not going to get it done. It's just an idea. Anyways, guys, have a great rest of the weekend. I know it's raining this weekend for Memorial Day, but make the best of it anyway. Find something else to do. In life, when you throw curveballs, you just pivot, you just adjust, and you adapt. Make it a great rest of the weekend on purpose. And remember, life is great. Don't be scared. Let's go and let's grow.